first people that crossed this desert, they didn't know where they were.
Yeah, I can, because neither do we.
Hey, get up. Tell me again why we couldn't fly like normal people.
Don't see too many travelers around here. Where are y'all headed?
San Diego.
You have a safe trip.
Did you find a signal?
No, nothing.
Next year, I am going to Cancun.
There are like people or something living in those hills.
Get your sorry rookie butts in the back of that truck. Let's go.
What the hell are scientists doing way the hell out here?
They used to test nuclear weapons here.
Well, isn't it radioactive then?
Not according to the Army. Where is everybody? Hello! Give me base.
Oh, what the hell?
Keep your eyes open.
This place creeps me out. What is it?
Took her in there.
This just turned into a search and rescue mission.
Flash in her eyes, really white roots, and each line in her skin, really red roots.
Oh my God.
How many do you think there are?
And the neck her head's up, done. By darkness will come, by darkness will come. My girl's gonna come. By darkness
All right, what's up YouTube? We are back again. I'm here again with my friend Mike. We're going to be doing a double feature. We just got finished watching The Hills Have Eyes and The Hills Have Eyes 2. They are the remake of the original movies. That's what the DVD looks like. The original movie actually came out in 1977, written and directed by Wes Craven. This was your first time seeing these movies, so tell everybody, what do you think?
Well, let's just say if you're a fan of blood, if you're a fan of gory, yes, then I would recommend watching these movies for you.
Mm-hmm.
Very bloody and gory murders.
Yeah. So. The Hills Have Eyes These were like the unrated versions.
Yes.
So
there'll be a lot of gore, a lot of gore in this one.
it's the movies that you weren't allowed to see in the theaters.
Right. That's what most DVD covers always say. The versions you couldn't see in the theaters. Even comedy too, they do that. Comedy versions, like I have Road Trip, the movie Road Trip.
Right.
They said on there the version you couldn't see in the theaters. American Pie. They always say that the versions you couldn't see in the theater. So they do it on comedy versions too.
And those are the movies you typically want to buy anyway because it's more for your money. I mean, why would you want to?
Right, and when you think of it too, it's mostly more uncensored too.
Yeah,
it's like because it's like almost like when you're watching like the rated version, it's almost like it's kind of edited, you know.
Right.
And at least when you watch the unrated versions, it's like you're seeing it the way it was originally filmed. Like even Con Air too. Con Air that has like there's an unrated. I think we talked about that before. There's an unrated version of that, and there's scenes that were taken out from the when they did the rated R version.
They cut all the good stuff out.
Right, that's what it is. The best parts. Even some same thing in there, but the action scenes you see some more like when somebody dies or something. I think you might see a few more seconds of it or something.
Right.
Like I don't know if you remember the scene in when the Cyrus and what was it?
It's been a while since I've seen Con Air though.
It was one of the pilot. I think it was one of the pilots when the Cyrus was about to go when he got out of his little cage and he jumped on the where the pilot was at. They were fighting over the gun, and remember a couple times they were shooting. Hit the one guy, and you actually see him. It was like in the head, and you actually see the blood coming out of his. So it was like
they block out all the like violence stuff, basically. Right. And as you can see right here in red, it says unrated.
Unrated.
But just like we do. Always will tell you about the characters and how the story unfolded.
That's right.
So it starts off with the Carter family. There's Bob Carter, who is a detective.
Retired detective.
He's a retired detective.
Retired.
And he's trying to open his own, like security firm. And to do that, they have to get to California. So
basically they were going on vacation.
Right. And
they needed gas.
Yeah, so they needed gas. He stops at this gas station
where they meet the crazy gas station attendant.
Yeah, there's always someone in the movies where like they're either working with the people or they're just covering for them.
Right.
Because he had a purse, like a bag in the back.
And that's right. Because what was it? The wife or no? It wasn't the wife. It was one of the daughters.
Yeah.
They went in the back, right? Because that's right. Because the dog escaped, right?
Yeah. The dog got out of the car.
Right, and she went to chase him. Right, and she went in the back. Yeah, because remember that's when the gas guy came back. Remember, he went, "Can I help you?"
Yeah.
And he saw, like, "Oh, my dog just
fill the tank up."
I'm sorry, the dog got loose. I was just chasing him.
Yeah, and he's got like a big bag of like jewelry, cell phones, and wallets. All the people that like these mutants killed out in the desert. Oh, he had an ear in one of the containers.
It was show it. So, that's the exact one. Get it out.
We were eating dinner. Yeah, so
that was the exact same one.
He had an ear in like one of these containers.
That's the exact same container. Go figure. We have them right here in the building.
Got a little prompt. And
jeez.
So they get the gas. And then, so it's Bob, it's his wife, Ethel.
Right.
There's Doug, who is the son-in-law, who is married to Bob's daughter.
Right. They have a baby.
They have a baby, Caroline.
Caroline, okay.
Or Catherine, I'm sorry.
That's it. It was Catherine, right.
There's the brother Bobby and Brenda, who is the other little sister.
Right, the family. Right.
So, they're all traveling to California, and then the gas attendant tells them that there's a dirt road they can take through the hills and it'll cut off some of the time.
Right. So. And the dopes they decided to do it.
Yeah. Just like all these movies, they take the dirt road thinking it's going to be a shortcut.
Right.
And he's got I think it was like one of those like Ford Broncos. It was pulling a trailer. Like one of those old fashioned.
Right, that's what they had. Yeah, because they had a trailer. There was a trailer attached to the truck or van.
Yeah, and because when I first saw the movie, I didn't think that he filled the tank up with gas, but he did.
Right, yeah, because they drove for a while. Yeah. Because if he didn't fill it up, they probably would have,
I guess they would.
Motor would have started. Yeah, the car wouldn't start or something. Right, or the truck wouldn't start.
And then you got Bobby. He's trying to fix the air conditioner in the back.
Right.
Yeah. And,
but then Bob, not Bob, Doug. Doug was wasn't he?
The son, yeah. He was the one trying to. Bobby was the one who fixed it.
That's what I'm saying. He was the one that put it. Yeah, because remember he couldn't do it. It was like, don't waste your time and all that. And it's like, there it is. It's done.
Yeah, he was sort of like the type of guy who was like Mr. Handy. So he fixed the air conditioner, and they probably got about because I think Bob said they got about like 5 miles out, and then
I think it was 8 miles.
Yeah,
because that's when they had the crash.
Right.
What did they hit? I forgot.
The spike strip down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think one of those creatures did, didn't they?
Because you heard him. He's like,
right. They put it up. Yeah. Yeah. They got out of the car, and he even said, because he said too, it was like, it's about. Yeah, he said. I remember he said it was about 8 miles. It's about 8 miles back. I'll head over there.
So they put a spike strip down, and then the car goes over that.
Right.
It hits a rock, and
that's right, because the front of the truck got the trunk got messed up. Right, that got messed up. That's when they all got out.
The axle and stuff.
Right.
And so they're in the middle of the desert on this road, and one by one they sort of sense that there's something out there, but they don't really know. And one of the dogs got loose first.
Beauty. Beauty got loose.
Beauty and the Beast.
Right. The names of the dogs, Beauty and the Beast. That's right. Yeah, Beauty was first. Beauty escaped. Right. And then Bob, not Bob.
Beauty found the first guy. Beauty found like one of the
creatures.
I guess you can call them like hill people.
Right, that hills have eyes. I guess we'll call them hills then. All right, hills.
Because they were all mutated from the, they used to test bombs out there in the desert. So the radiation, when I guess like the family, when they had kids, they got mutated.
With because the bombs, I was going to say about that, how they were formed. Is that what it was? The bombs messed up their faces and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the dog found the first guy.
Right, and apparently the guy was. The guy, I was about to say, the guy was kind of hungry. He was hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, he gut the dog.
Right.
Like he split the dog open.
Because that's when, what's his name, found them.
Bobby.
Yeah. Bobby found him. Yeah, because he was looking at
what's that? And like he opens the dog's stomach.
Right.
And there's like no organs. That would have scared me too.
Yeah. He runs back. He didn't tell the family at first right away. And eventually you see one of the hills, I think didn't you see him like actually eating the his arm or something, or he was eating it.
I guess he had like I guess someone's leg or something like that.
That's what I said. Or it might have been the dog's leg, maybe.
Because he fell and then
he got knocked out. Remember, right? He got knocked out unconscious, and that's when we first met Ruby. Ruby came over, right? She didn't do that. She just looked at him and was just touching her or something.
Ruby, she was maybe like the nice girl.
Okay.
So she got like the red hood on.
Right. That's what we said.
Sort of like
Red Riding Hood. Yeah, that's what it was. She was the nice one. Well, eventually, you're right. Then, okay. Well, then I was gonna say too. Then remember, Doug was gonna go on his own too. Remember, he left for a little bit, and that's when he went. That's when he went to the town where he saw all the cars and everything. Remember?
Right. Yeah. Bob walked back to the gas.
He went back to the gas station.
And then Doug went further ahead.
Right.
To see like if there was a town or something.
All right. Bob went he went inside at first, looking around. He was looking for people. Help! Anybody here?
By the time he got back, it was dark.
Right.
And then that's when he found the gas.
The tent in the porta potty. Porta potty. He was just sitting there with
the shotgun.
Shotgun singing, or I don't know what he was doing something. He was doing something in there.
Bob found the ear in the container.
Right.
That's when he was like, "Oh shit, something's wrong."
He took the gun. Yeah, he's like coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he went outside and he saw the attendant in the bathroom, and then that's when he was saying, what did he say?
The gas attendant. He was like, "Oh, you don't know what's going on here."
That's what he said. Yeah, you don't know what's. Yeah, you know what? Can't remember. Ralph again.
Yeah, I gotta say
another sighting of another version of Ralph from Friday the 13th. That's what he reminds you of. And then of course, takes the gun,
blows his face
right,
off.
right in the chin. Yep, the chin, the face pops off. Yeah, is that what he was saying? You didn't know what you were doing? Is that what he said?
Yeah, and
yeah,
and
then he gets Then Bob gets in the car, and as he's about to get in the car, one of the Hills was in there, grabbed him, knocked him out. Or something.
The one who got Bob was the crazy one, played by Billy Zane. He played in like the Delta Force movies, and he also did a music video with Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah, "You Rock My World." That was Billy Zane.
Okay.
And it's funny because Michael Jackson like punches him in the music video.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
But the crazy one was Billy Zane.
Okay.
He was the one that took Bob and strung him up.
Right. Like it was right. That's when he found he was like crucified.
Right.
And then eventually he got set on fire. Mm-hmm. Well, that's when because everybody came. Well, that's right. Because then Doug came back. Mm-hmm. He went back and that's when they found. Yeah, and that's when they found him. Well, that's when all the Hills ended up showing up there.
Yeah.
That's when it started to get crazy.
They were about to go to sleep.
Right. That's when it started to get crazy.
Right.
They went inside.
They created that diversion.
Right.
They
went inside to get.
He was on the radio like, yeah, now, and then he set him on
fire. And that's when the Hills went inside. That's when they started to rape Brenda.
Right.
She was getting raped, and the mother. Eventually the mother. Well, she went out. She went to check on Bob too, because they were trying to hold back. Bob. Then the other sister, she went back in.
Yeah, she went back.
She went back, and that's when the Hill had her too. He was about ready to. He had the gun. He was like ready to shoot the. Well, at first he was ready to shoot the baby.
Right.
Because he wanted to. Because he was touching. Remember, he was touching her, touching her breasts and everything.
Right. And then
Doug. Eventually Doug came back because they heard.
The mother came in.
Oh yeah, the mother came in. He shot her. Shot her on the bed.
Then he shoots.
Oh boy.
Then he shoots the baby's mother, Lynn. Shoots her in the head.
Right. That was after. Right. That's after he touched. That's after he was touching her.
Right.
And then finally, right, because wasn't that when? Well, Doug came back in eventually, didn't he? At first.
Yeah, he came back. He came back after Bobby told him they're in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was busy putting with the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher out. Right.
He was putting Bob out.
I just thought it was kind of strange that they were, despite he was pretty much already dead. Yeah. And they were still they were still trying to save him. I mean, I think that was kind of a waste of time though.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Jeez.
Yeah. So Lynn and the mother didn't die right away.
No, that's right. Yeah, because
she sort of like bled out after a while.
Right. Yeah, because remember she kept saying that's right. Because remember before she died, remember she was saying like, "Where Bob is Bob home yet or something?"
Is Bob home?
Yeah, Bob home.
I'm cold.
I said I'm cold. Yeah, and she passes.
And
she dies.
Eventually, she passed away.
Right.
It's funny because like the one guy like took the bird and like bit the head off. And
these guys were crazy.
They were like,
I remember what the guy said to Brent. I remember he said, "We'll come for you."
Yeah, I'm coming back for you.
Yeah, coming back for you. Jeez,
the one guy looked like the dude from the
Goonies. Yeah. I love you, Chuck. I love you, Chuck.
What was the candy bar that he liked? Wasn't it like oh man, was it like Mr. Goodbar or something? I gotta look it up. But there was like a special candy bar.
That was from the Goonies.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Directed by Richard Donner. By the way.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked just like him though.
A little bit. I caught on to that too. Except in this one, he was more of a killer in this one.
Right. Jeez. So they run away. Bobby's shooting the gun after him.
Right when they went. Right, he was shooting them.
There's a lot of people in this movie just blindly shooting the bullets out. Like they didn't even aim.
Right. They just went crazy. And Bobby pretty much wasn't the same since. He was pretty much like terrified the whole movie.
Yeah.
After all that.
Traumatized.
Oh yeah. He kept saying, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
So eventually, before even all that happened.
Right.
Told his brother that the dog had got killed, but
right, he finally tells everybody.
By then it was too late.
Right, and then Doug decided he was going to go on his own to go after the baby. He told Brenda and the
yeah. Well,
stay
before he did
and
that,
Bob.
the other dog, Beast, caught he caught the guy looking through the binoculars.
Oh,
and
that's
like
right.
bit him in the neck.
Oh, okay.
And then he like ripped his arm off and brought the arm with the radio back to.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So then that's how he heard his baby was still alive.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So he took Beast with him.
That's right. Right. That's when he went to town. I think he took a gun. Didn't he take a shotgun or something? Or he found it or something?
Yeah, he found a shotgun.
He found it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because then he told Brenda and Bob, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bob to stay. He told them, stay here, and then we'll call. I forget what he said. We'll contact you or something.
Right.
Maybe something. If anything happens, and just take off or something.
Right. Because the crazy guy, he like stole the mom's body, and then when they went back out.
Oh, that's right. Because remember, that's right. Because he ate off her chest or stomach. You saw like a whole. Yeah, it was like a whole. Right. You said took her heart out. Whew. As we were saying, very gory, folks.
Then then Bobby and Brenda made like a little.
Right. They made the trap. Right. They were using the string.
Yeah, it was sort of like a string around the perimeter.
Right.
So they would know like if someone walked past.
Right. That's fine because that's like in Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
Yeah.
If you remember, Nancy did the same thing. I mean, it was in the inside the house. So it was a little smaller, but she did the same thing. She stretched it around. Because remember when Freddy he stepped on it and you hear like he fell on the ground. So that was this was it was definitely bigger because it was outside.
And they cut the propane tanks on.
Right.
And they put the matches near the door. And they crawled out through the window, and then when he came in through the door, that's when they like blew up the entire.
Right, that's when. Right, because that guy. Where did that guy come from? He just came out. He came out of nowhere, right?
Well, he was the one eating everybody.
Oh, okay.
You just never saw him until the end.
Right. So then Doug, and then back to Doug. He gets into town. He eventually he does find the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Gets knocked out. One of the goons knocked him out.
Right.
That's when right.
Sort of like a test town.
Right. That's when the guy went, the big guy in the, was he like the wheelchair or something?
Yeah.
That's when he went, it's breakfast time! Breakfast time! Yeah. He charges in, then they start fighting.
Yeah, they were living in the, test facility houses. Which made sense, because who the heck wants to, live in the mines like that?
Right, so they started fighting. It was, I got very gory too.
Chopped 2 of his fingers off.
Yeah, Doug's couple of Doug's fingers got chopped off. He was, by the end of the movie, you saw how his face was all red. His shirt was all. He was pretty much right. He was pretty much a mess. And then Doug finally went crazy.
He finally got the courage to actually fight back.
Right.
So
he shot
and they
shooting
had the
him
guy with the neck brace, and he takes the axe and slices his knee, and then flips it. Stabs him in the eye with the.
Right, he just got, like I said, he just got more. Axe. Right, he just got more brave, and he just got more brave at the end. Right.
Yeah. Well, he looked at the ring on his finger.
Right.
So he knew, that's his baby. Like, he had to do whatever he can.
And then eventually, when remember during the fight too, that's when the Hill said, Mary went, "Kill the baby,
kill the baby,
kill the baby."
Now in the original one, he was saying, baby juicy. Me like to eat baby.
Really?
So in the original movie, he was trying to eat the baby.
Oh, jeez.
Baby fat.
Right. So eventually, Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby.
Ruby takes the baby away.
Switched it with a pig.
That's right. The pig was there. And then, because he's like, come back here, you big Ruby, you bitch, Ruby, get back here. Jeez.
And
then Doug followed. Then Doug eventually followed them. And then he called. He saw Ruby. Yeah, he saw Ruby first.
Yeah, he saw her up the
hill. Right, he followed her, and then what's his name? Then the other goon showed up.
Yeah.
So they had another battle again.
His name was Lizard.
That's Lizard. Okay.
Lizard with the. He had the bullet things around.
Right.
He had no gun to use it, but he had the military bullets wrapped around.
Okay, right. So they battled. They battled out for a few minutes, and again, Doug being the brave man again, took the gun, started shooting at him, and knocked him. Just hitting him in the head with it. Oh god, it was crazy, and it looked like it looked like he was dead for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Because remember then
he banged his head in the ground.
Right. Because he took the baby.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right. He had the baby, and then that's when right. Because remember, you see him get up.
Yeah.
And that's when he was charging, and then remember, I think Ruby like pushed him out of the way.
She ran toward him, pushed
them out of the way, right? And then they tackled her, and that's when they both died. And he fell down,
which is a shame because I really wanted to see Ruby
survive, right? Because maybe they would have helped her too. Yeah. Maybe I mean I don't know if maybe she talked. I don't think you've really heard her talk. Maybe she would have talked. Who knows? She
probably would have went to California with him and maybe went to school and stuff. I would have liked to see that.
A new sister. You said so.
Your new sister Ruby.
That's what I'm saying. Meet your new sister Ruby. Well, that's like in Face Off. Remember. Travolta's son, remember he got killed at the beginning when Troy killed the son because he was aiming for Travolta, but he shot the son instead. So remember they had the son too. Remember it was Gina Gershwin. They had their son because they both eventually both died at the end.
Right.
And remember Travolta took him in and said, meet your new brother. Meet your new brother. Show your brother. Show him his new room. Yeah. So basically, So they go back and. That's pretty much it.
They meet back up.
They meet back up there. Brenda. They carry right. They they're celebrating. They got the baby back. Right. The only thing is though is where do they go from there? Because they had the car. They blew, the trailer blew up. The car was messed up after they set the whole place on. Set the whole place on fire. It blew up.
I guess they had to walk back toward the gas station.
Yeah, it was only 8 miles. They might have been able to make it. The problem is though there's no attendant there unless they have a shift change. And somebody else went there. Yeah. So, and then
camera zooms out and.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it zooms back, right? And it looks like you see like somebody looking in binoculars or something. Right. And then
supposedly this was supposed to be a true story, but I don't really know.
Who knows? Well, that's like that's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. I mean, those were supposed to be real life events, like we said with that and the Ed Gein story.
All those these movies all came out around the same time too as the other remakes.
Right, because Massacre came out in 2003, the Jessica Biel version, and then it was 2006. They made that prequel, which of course we talked about a while ago.
There was also a Wrong Turn. There was a movie about these crazy people in the woods too.
Okay.
I think that came out in 2000. It was either 2003 or 2005.
Right, and they made about like 4 or 5 versions, or.
Oh yeah, they made like 6 movies.
Right, because I saw on Amazon. I think there was a box set of that. Yeah. I remember that. So.
And then we have.
Let's do the switch, right? I'll take this out.
Yeah, do the switch. The Hills Have Eyes 2, unrated. This one came out in 2007. And it's got a couple of memorable characters in there.
The sergeant.
Yeah, the sergeant for one.
Real badass.
He played on a TV show. I forget what it is. I'll drop it down.
I know. I don't know. That's one thing about these ones. I don't know too many of the actors that were in these ones.
There's the Hispanic guy who played on Next Friday. You'll probably see him.
Right. Yeah, I kept saying he looked like that actor Michael Pena.
Yeah,
sounds like him too. If you've seen the movie before, you know what I'm talking about. So
and so we'll drop everybody down into the description, and then you can see exactly what movies they played in. But this movie is
a little different
to do with the people, Carter family.
Right, the people from the original the survivors in the last one weren't in this one. This was a storyline was a little different in this one.
So there were these scientists out in the New Mexico desert,
right?
Studying from what the Carter family told them, and eventually they sent a signal back to the military, and then this rookie regiment of soldiers, along with the sergeant, they go out to sort of like a search and rescue mission,
right?
And just to see if the scientists or whoever is still alive, and.
Which eventually, the scientists were dead.
Right, and I don't think I have to tell you who they meet up with.
Right,
crazy hill people once again.
Because I don't know if he was a sergeant. Redding. Redding, his name was. He eventually. What happened was, he fell off. They knocked him off the hill or something, Eventually, you see him later on.
Mm-hmm.
He's like half dead, and the one scientist, you remember, he got killed. The one with the glasses.
He got stabbed like right.
He got stabbed
shoulder.
here, and I think they put something. I think they put an axe or something in the top of his head.
Yeah.
If I'm saying
and
it
then,
right.
He flings him off the cliff. And
Well, that was the sergeant.
Yeah.
Or that was Redding. Yeah. The scientist, he just dies, like he just stands there when they were killing
the
him.
one guy, run away.
Is that what
he's trying to tell him? I guess he could talk a little bit of English.
Yeah, well, a couple of those hill guys were talking a little bit.
Right, and then you have a chameleon who basically like his body
right looked like a tree, like leaves
like
or
rocks.
Or bush, like bushes or something. Right.
Yeah,
because he was good. Like because you seen like he was able to cover himself up.
Yeah, I think he was the one who was capturing all the women.
Okay.
Because in the beginning of the movie, you see the girl have birth, because they would capture the women and breed with them just to keep their numbers up.
Was he also the one later on too when he captured Missy?
Yeah,
was it Missy?
He captured Missy.
When he goes,
give me baby,
give me baby,
give me baby.
Yeah, he captured Missy, the Hispanic chick.
Right. Well, eventually, of course, the other people started dying one by one.
Yeah.
As we said, the sergeant eventually he got shot.
Yeah,
well, no, his own guy shot him by mistake, right? Isn't that what happened? Because he got so scared.
Well, they were throwing rocks at him.
Right.
Takes a machine gun and sprays at him.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he turned. Well, yeah, that was the sergeant's final words.
What the fuck?
He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to."
Shot by the guy called Spitter.
Was it Spitter? Okay. Spitter. Yeah, Spitter. You had Mickey.
And then there's
Napoleon.
Mickey Napoleon.
Napoleon. Right.
Yeah.
The goofy names. Kind of like in the movie. If you remember the movie Full Metal Jacket, you had some nicknames in that one. You had Private Joker, Gomer Pyle.
And the Sarge in this movie called Napoleon Gomer Pyle.
There's one scene where he called him Gomer, right? Gomer Pyle.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. And so who was the first? Yeah, so the Sarge was the first one that got killed. And then there was Mickey. They grabbed his leg through the...
Was he the one that got pulled? Was he the one that got pulled through the rocks?
Yeah.
And they were trying to pull him out, and he fell through.
Yeah, they pulled Mickey through.
Is that when he bit his arm off too, or I forget? When he just fell through.
That was the other guy.
Okay.
He told him, he was like, I'll climb down.
Okay.
I don't need a rope. I'll climb down by myself and I'll get help. And then I'll come back for you guys. And then like he's climbing down and the guy pulls him up, slices his arm off.
Okay.
And then he falls and this Spitter dies. They were trying to lower the sergeant down from the rope.
Right. That's right, because the rope cut.
Yeah.
Is that when the rope cut? Right. They both fell. Right. Because they both fell at the same time, and and eventually, you saw Spitter on the ground dead. Jeez.
Yeah. So
eventually they end up inside the cave
mines.
or mines.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually they finally went inside. And that's where eventually
they had to go after Missy.
Right.
Because she actually got raped too, I believe.
Missy did, yeah. There's like one scene
by that big guy.
The big one, right? Yeah. And then eventually we met the one hill person or creature that was actually helping them.
Right. The one with, didn't he have like little glasses on?
I think he had them over there. I think he took them off though, because I didn't see him on. I didn't see them
because he was like
sniffing on for a while. Right.
I don't even think he could see that good.
Yeah.
He was like trying to sniff
I just remember when he kept saying,
come with me.
Yeah.
Come with me.
And then what's his name? And who was the guy? What was the guy look like Pena? Is that Napoleon?
Crank.
Crank, okay.
Crank.
Well, Crank got to the point where Crank couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah,
They didn't trust him. He didn't trust him at first.
Right.
I mean, eventually he started walking, but then I think because remember then they went to that room where they had all the dead, some of the dead bodies, dead pieces and fingers.
Mickey. Yeah.
And Mickey, right? And then you see Mickey was right. That's when he finally started going crazy. Like, come on, this is ridiculous now.
Yeah, and then
well, he was
Delmar, the black guy. He actually got shot twice. So
right, because they were trying to help him.
Yeah, he died.
He was alive for a few minutes, right? Because he was walking. He kept saying, "I'm fine."
Right.
And then finally he's fine. He just slowed down. And then eventually,
out.
is that what he said? and then he passed out or died basically.
Yeah.
As we were saying, and was it Spaz? What's his name again? Spaz.
Yeah.
Finally, he got right. Then finally, he got ticked off, and then he started. He just wanted to get out.
Yeah, he found the dynamite.
What happened was because he saw the bright light.
Yeah.
So that's when he was because he started taking the pieces of wood off.
Right.
Yeah, that's when he found the dynamite, and that's when the hill guy went, "Don't touch,
don't
touch," and he walked. Yeah, because he started walking. It's like he knew he got out there in a hurry.
Yeah, he got the hell out of there.
Right, because the dynamite obviously it was attached to the
like that switch.
That switch, right? Because it fell out. What did he do? Or he just started walking.
He pulled it. He pulled the box with the switch attached to it, and then the switch hit the ground. Fuck! So yeah, he basically killed himself.
Jeez. So he was gone. Oh boy. And they were down to 2.
Yeah, they come upon the battle with the big guy.
The big guy. They go inside. Well, first they set him up because what they did was remember he took Missy's phone.
Right.
And they set it up. They put it out further in the back. They have the recording. I think it was like Missy's son or whatever, because that's when he left. It was like a diversion basically. Right. So they went inside, but then eventually he came. Of course, he came back and tried like charged through the loose wood or something. Right. They started fighting. Took him like 5 minutes to die.
Yeah.
I mean, first
he was a pretty big guy.
I mean, he got stabbed. I think he got stabbed in the chest because he picked her up. I think he was like choking her or something. And then he was still alive. I think eventually they knocked him on the ground.
Right.
And I think Missy went crazy too because then she started took the hammer, started smashing my head. And then they took the gun. Yeah. And they put it in his mouth.
Bayonet on here.
Right in his mouth. So you just see him you see him laying there right, and the gun's like in his mouth as he's unconscious. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Because it looked like he was dead, then he kept waking up. And
he grabbed off.
Just kill this guy already. So jeez.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then they eventually find that tunnel.
Right. It's funny though. What happened to the other hill guy though? Did he ever? Because I think he disappeared after when he said "Don't touch."
Yeah, he got the hell out of Dodge. Yeah.
He just. But I don't know. Does he live too? I guess.
Yeah, he he didn't really kill anybody from what I got out of it. But I guess he disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But right, so then after the big hill died, as you said, right? They grabbed Missy and they start walking outside.
Yeah,
and then he just said
it was only Napoleon, Missy, and the blonde.
Right,
blonde hair.
Right. Basically, it was just 3, and kind of like the first one too. They went outside, and again they zoomed back.
Camera pans out, and there's
you see the hand. Yeah. Remember. It was like a monitor or something. Mm-hmm. Remember, and it shuts, and you see the hand there. Yeah. And then
somebody took one of their radio radars, or whatever it was.
So, excuse me, it ends. Yeah. So, I mean, they never made a third one after that.
Right.
So it's like now it's like they leave you hanging a little bit. Right. So what happens? Is it over? I don't know. But yeah, that's how it ended.
That's pretty much the end of part 2.
Part 2.
They did make a part 2 to the original movies.
And it came out in 1985.
Right.
The year after actually after Nightmare on Elm Street came out, the first one. That came out in 84.
Yeah.
So.
And
never saw that one.
Part 2 was basically about Bobby. Supposedly, in the older movies, Ruby survived. So, Ruby and Bobby, I guess they opened up like a motocross shop, and then they went back out to the desert, and then shit started happening again.
Did it get serious?
See, that's the only movie I haven't seen.
Okay, because that's the thing. Like, did they get serious? Did they end up having a relationship? But you don't know.
But now
you're curious now. You want to, because you never saw it before.
Right.
You'll find it. If you haven't seen it yet, we checked online. It is available it's on Amazon. It's from Amazon. Vendors have it. You can buy it used for like $7-8, or you can buy it new. It might be a little more money, but so it's out there.
All right. I'll hold these up once again so you can see it. That's The Hills Have Eyes, the first one. And The Hills Have Eyes 2. They're both unrated. You shouldn't have a problem finding these anywhere.
And here's the original again. If you haven't seen this one yet,
the original.
This is the original, directed by Wes Craven himself.
Yeah. And these movies. They were, I believe, written and directed by Wes Craven and his. I don't know if it was his son. Jonathan.
Well, I don't think they directed it. I think they produced it. I think. If you look on the back of it, I don't think they directed it, but I think they might have produced it. But yeah, it has to be his son though.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's like in the Halloween movies. Remember the one guy, Mustafa Akkad. Remember, sadly he was. I think he got killed it was like a hotel fire, if I'm saying it right.
Did he?
Yeah, it was like it was. I forget where it was at. It was somewhere. And now his son, I believe it's his son, Malik Akkad, if I'm saying his name right. Then he started doing the.
He did the new one.
He did a couple. He did a couple of the other ones. I think he may have helped up with the Rob Zombie. I could be wrong. The Rob Zombie versions,
right?
Which, as I don't waste your time watching them.
Don't watch the Rob Zombie.
The Rob Zombie Halloween versions. I wouldn't recommend them unless you just love Halloween and you want to check it out. Be my guest, but they're not. They weren't as exciting as the original from 1978. And then the last one that came out, which had Jamie Lee Curtis, was good, so I would check that out too. So,
which we will have in the future.
Yes, we will down the road.
But
we got plenty to come. We always said this before. More to come. Don't worry.
Storyline good.
Yes.
If you like gore, you got plenty of it.
A lot of gore in this one. A lot of killing.
And,
a lot of crazy hill monsters.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, but that's all I have. That's all.
I think we're good. I think we covered it all. We covered most of the storylines that we remembered throughout the movie. So we got most of it in. So, and if you've seen it before, then you know what we're talking about.
Right. So we will have some more. Let us know down in the comments what you think. I want to thank you once again.
Thank you for having me again.
Doing this double feature.
No problem, man.
Just don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace.